to move 2 people in per bedroom so that people on a limited income can share the cost of the housing costs. So when we have a 3, 4, or 5 bedroom house, we're able to house 6, 8, or 10 people. And the homeowner gets a little bit more than they would actually renting to a single family. And in exchange for that extra income, they cover all the furnishings, all the utilities, high-speed internet, cable, and people are able to have a community. And we, instead of assessing people, we connect people immediately with the housing. So of the 623 people that we moved into housing in 2018, 40% moved in within 2 days of saying they wanted housing. And 20% moved in the same day they called for housing. Okay? Because we have immediate housing and we connect people to the housing they want when they say they want it. And our owners have an incentive because they want to fill their vacancies. In terms of what we believe, one of the things that's really important is, regardless of how somebody got into the streets, they are a human being who has wisdom, dignity, and respect. All right? We have this idea in our systems of care that some people need all of this. And what our systems of care are not delivering are social support. Social support is 40% of whether people, all of us, are okay or not okay. The partners, that exercise that we talked about. Okay? Our systems aren't creating partners. Community creates partners. So we have to find a way to build community. And the thing is, whether somebody got into homelessness because they have a traumatic brain injury or a medical condition or debt or a substance use issue or a mental health issue, they're human beings first. And all of those things are events in a human being's life. They are not the defining characteristics of that human being. So when we connect people to other people, what happens is they form community. And when people are living together and supporting each other, they experience that partnership. They become the person helping somebody else, rather than being the person in the system that needs all the help. So one of the things that is happening in our systems is we have a lack of housing. No doubt about it. We need more housing. Why do people become homeless? Often it's because they experience some kind of trauma. Okay? It could be death of a family member, it could be a medical issue, it could be an economic issue, loss of a job, car accidents. People who have social support are often, not always, often able to weather that trauma through their social support and get back into the life that they had before that trauma. People who lack social support fall into our system, right? And our system is connecting them to all these things: shelters, transitional housing, permanent supportive housing, but not the community greater than those systems. And people are cycling back and forth from homelessness in our systems. And when we build new housing that is only for a certain group of people, when we go through a community use permit process, and everybody in the community says, those people are going to live in that housing, and they're different than me and my kids, then nobody that doesn't live in that building ever goes into that building. And nobody that lives in that building has a relationship with anybody else in that neighborhood. And by using single-family houses, people get to know each other as neighbors rather than others, which is really important. And we don't have to go through a community use permit process. We talk to people about being a good neighbor, and they talk to their neighbors about what they need, how their neighbors can be good neighbors for them. So, the other thing that we do is something that's called peer support, where in the last 3 years we've trained and placed 300 people in jobs in California who are peer support specialists, meaning they use their own lived experience with homelessness, substance use issues, mental health issues, to connect with people currently experiencing those issues, which is a different kind of relationship, because there's no advice giving, right? Lots of us sometimes need something, right? How do we like it when we get unsolicited advice? Do we follow it? No. Right? Even when we ask our friends for advice, we often say, oh, what do you know? All right? Social support and peer support is not advice giving. It's a different kind of relationships. People share and are able to share around the specific lived experience that they can experience as hopeful, and they experience that connectedness. Is it red or yellow?
Red now.
It's red now, oh my gosh. So our partners are, those referrals, those 623 people in 2018, came from 191 partner agencies. John with Topics is one of those agencies. And we have many other agencies. We work well with agencies because we've got the housing. And one of the things about our issue right now is that we have, at any given time, when you look at market analysis and census data, there are at least 10,000 single-family homes available on the rental market. Okay? We can get lots of people into housing immediately by using the available single-family rental market. So, things that you can do, if you know people that want to rent their single-family houses, we've got a program where we can get people into those houses immediately. All right? The other thing is I've got these flyers at the back of the room. I often carry the flyers around because I don't make assumptions. If somebody is at the market and they're asking for money, and I might not have money to give, I can say, I really want to help, and I don't have any money, but I have some information, and I know an organization. If you know anybody while you're out here, if you meet anybody that needs a place to live, please pass these out. And I give them the flyers to pass out. I don't want to assume that they're homeless, right? They can become the person that helps somebody else that's homeless, rather than experiencing judgment from me. So take these flyers at the back of the room, hand them out, because we can get people into housing immediately. So if you meet somebody that has income, we've got about 20 vacancies today, and we can move people in the same day. And if you know people who are interested in using their homes, we can get their houses online in 6 to 8 weeks. And in terms of legislation, one of the things that our owners are trying to do with legislatures is developers get a tax credit for using their houses for this. If single-family homeowners or apartment owners can get a similar tax credit for using their homes to something like this, it's going to make a lot more owners want to do that. Thank you.